Who are the top five leaders in batting average for the decade 1940 through 1949? I have the answers in a book I wrote, Yearly Leaders of Every Batting Category. Ken Arzone here, talking baseball, Thursday, April 30th, 2026. I've been going through the decades, 1870s up through now, 1940, looking at the top five baseball players with the highest batting average in a season. This video, 1940 through 1949. 1940, Debs Garms. If you heard of him, I haven't. 355. Joe DiMaggio, 352. Luke Appling, 348. Ted Williams, 344. Rip Radcliffe, 342. Top five, 1940. So not as high as the 1920s and 30s. 355 was a high, 1940. 1941, Ted Williams breaks out. 406 leads both leagues. Cecil Travis, 359. Joe DiMaggio, 357. That's the year Joe DiMaggio had a 56-game hitting streak, 1941. Pat Mullen, 345. Pete Reiser, 343. So 1941, historic, with Joe DiMaggio's hitting streak and Ted Williams. He's the last guy to hit over 400 in the season. What happened after that? I wonder why. Because in the 1870s, 80s, 90s, and then up through turn of the century, you had a lot of guys batting 400. 1910s, 1920s, and 30s, Bill Terry had a 401. And then 1941, Ted Williams, 406. But that stops it. 400 stops right there. Nobody can reach it after this, up through the present. Why? Pitching? You got good ball players. I would say some of the ball players after the 1940s had the talent. They were good hitters. Tony Gwynn, Rod Carew, some of these guys. How come they haven't been able to reach 400? All right, 1942, top five, Ted Williams, 356. Tappy Wright, 333. John Pesky, 331. Ernie Lombardi, 330. Stan Spence, 323. 1943, a newcomer, Stan Musial, 357. Bill Dickey, 351. Billy Herman, 330. Luke Appling, 328. Ivel Goodman, 320. Top five, 1944. Now we got the Warriors. Some guys are not playing as much. The good ones. They're in the military. Dixie Walker leads, 357. Dick Wakefield, 355. Stan Musial, 347. Joe Medrick, 337. Johnny Hopp, 336. 1945. Strange year. Nobody in the Hall of Fame in this list. Top five. Phil Cavadarata, 355. Tommy Holmes, 352. Buddy Lewis, 333. Goody Rosen, 325. Stan Hack, 323. 1945, not one Hall of Famer in the top five. 1946, Stan Musial, 365. Mickey Verlin, 353. Ted Williams is back, 342. Johnny Mize, 337. Roy Columbine, 335. 1947, top five. Harry Walker, 363. Ted Williams, 343. Fred McCormick, 333. Barney McCoskey, 328. Johnny Pesky, 324. 1948, top five. Stan Musial goes 376. Ted Williams, 369. Lou Bardurow, 355. Dale Mitchell, 336. Richie Ashburn, new guy, 333. Then 1949, rounding off the 1940s decade. Joe DiMaggio, 346. George Kell, 343. Ted Williams, 343. Jackie Robinson, newcomer, 342. And Stan Musial again, 338. So the 1940s is a drop-off. Not as high batting averages, even though Stan Musial has some good years. So does Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio. I'm looking to see how many did Ted Williams have in his career. Top 5. 13 times Ted Williams. That's second all time. Ty Cobb had 16 top 5s. Ted Williams, 13. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the 1940s, and he gets 6 more in the 1950s. Stan Musial had 11. He was very good, top 5. Joe DiMaggio, well, he didn't play long enough. Had a 13-year career, but he missed about 3 or 4 in the military. So Joe DiMaggio, just a couple top 5s, even though he had that 56-game hitting streak. Who else stood out in the 1940s? Well, again, it was the World War II era for about 4 years. Ernie Lombardi got in there, Billy Herman, Luke Appling, a couple of mentions, Mickey Vernon, Lou Bergeron. Richie Ashburn had 1 showing, and Jackie Robinson, 1949, had 1 showing. So 1940s a drop-off batting averages. So next video, I want to examine 1950 to 1959. Let's see how the batting averages do. The war's over. You got some good players coming up. Hall of Fame players coming up. Let's see how high the batting averages are. Is the drop-off due to pitching or talent? Or is it both? Because you got a lot of good hitters. I mean, come on. Stan Musial, Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio, Joe Medwick. These guys are Hall of Famers. Johnny Mize, Jackie Robinson, George Kell, Richie Ashburn, Hall of Fame. Ernie Lombardi makes the Hall of Fame, so does Lou Bergeron. So these guys are good hitters. But how come the batting averages are not as high? Is it the pitching? Because you had dominant pitchers the turn of the century. Walter Johnson, you got some of these guys pitching. Pete Alexander. I'll examine the 1950 to 1959 batting averages, top 5, in the next video. I'm out.